You have a sheet with a bunch of things that represent you, and you have a picture of yourself. We have to combine these together somehow so that people have a sense of you and what kind of person you are when they look at your self-portrait. Artists have gone about this in different ways. Frida Kahlo was a woman artist who lived in Mexico. She was in a terrible accident when she was a kid that meant she was frequently sick and in bed. She would paint self-portraits and surround herself with things that showed how she was feeling and what was going on in her life. For example, at one point in her life, Frida came to the United States with her husband, but she really missed Mexico. So she painted this picture of herself on the border between Mexico and the United States. On one side of the painting is a bunch of things that she associated with the United States. On the other half, a bunch of things that reminded her of Mexico. So this is not a realistic painting, it's one where she uses objects to help her tell a story about her mood. So let's say we were going to be inspired by Frida Kahlo. We would think about what the different objects we wanted to use were and somehow incorporate them into our costume or our background. So I'm focusing on showing people the things that I enjoy doing. I love cooking, but I'm a vegetarian, so I'm incorporating the crest of a rooster as my hat. I spend an awful lot of time making art, so I'm incorporating art materials into my costume as much as possible. What results is a portrait that shows people what I am like more than just what I look like. Another artist was named Giuseppe Arcimboldo. He was born in Italy way back in 1593. Like Frida Kahlo, he also used objects to represent something else, but he would use the objects to make the portraits themselves rather than making a costume. So if we were going to use his technique, we would decide the objects that best represented us, then figure out what part of our face we could change into that object. So I'm starting by finding some objects that kind of remind me of my eyes, just the round objects, and I'm replacing my eyes with those objects. Then I'm going in and replacing my nose with a nose-like paint tube and my mouth with a mouth-like paintbrush. So your task today is deciding how you are going to combine your objects and your portrait to make a self-portrait that represents you from the inside out.